All right. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Wealth Building for Dummies podcast. My name is Kyle Demian. I'm joined here, as always, with Renji Matthew. And today we're going to be talking about the top 4 traits that you need to have if you want to become wealthy. And this is probably going to be one of our shorter episodes because we're going to try to keep it short and sweet to focus on, exactly what you guys should focus on to start implementing these right away and make sure you're already doing it. But Renji, if you want, let's start with like the first trait that people should have if they want to become wealthy. What would that be?
Well, being coachable, being humble enough to take advice from people that you want to become like. Both me and Kyle have coaches or mentors that we look up to, and not just one or two. We have several for different areas of our life. Whatever, like we have a mentor for social media. We have a mentor for business. Different types of mentors for whatever we're trying to get better at. So being coachable and humbling yourself instead of having an ego, which all of us have egos at some point, especially if you're an entrepreneur. You might have some type of ego, right? But being humble enough to take advice from coaches that you look up to, because otherwise, how are you going to become like that if you're not able to, if you're not willing to take advice? So yeah, that's number one. Kyle, do you want to take us to the second one, or you can add on to what we talked about too?
Yeah, I'll just add on really quick. I talk about a lot how business, oftentimes, I relate to sports. I grew up playing sports, so it's easy for me to, always make that correlation and try to keep my mind right when it comes to business. But in sports, growing up, we always had coaches, right? And the professionals today still has coaches. LeBron James has a coach, multiple coaches, right? He probably has a nutrition coach plus his head coach in basketball, plus, I'm sure a coach outside of basketball teaching him how to deal with the media because he's been an expert at that for his whole career, right? So like even the professionals have coaches. So you, when you're just getting started or in business, or even if you're in business, you should have a coach as well that's helping you scale to the next level, right? And it takes a special person to understand that they don't know it all. There are experts out there that can help them get to the next level. And like you said, we all kind of have an ego, but to what extent do you let your ego hold you back? Your ego should be that, hey, I don't know everything. There are other people that do, and I'm willing and open to hearing from them to get to the next level. Right. And we talk about a lot on our podcast. We call ourselves two dummies. We're just talking about things that we know, things that we hear, things that we learn, and sharing the education with you guys. But yeah, we don't know it all. We're definitely coachable. We're open to critique and feedback. And we actually have reached out to people, to give us ideas on how we can get better. So always stay coachable. That's number one. The second one is just staying consistent and having discipline. And those are probably two separate traits, but we're just going to bundle them into one. The discipline to not get the shiny object syndrome and want to bounce from one opportunity to the next. The discipline to, maybe put off immediate pleasures or immediate, things now for your business for, the future rewards that are going to come with it. And then just the consistency to keep doing the mundane tasks day in and day out. That's a lot of what business is. Your sales process should have never changed from one client to the next. Like Renji and I, a few years ago, and we were making a bunch of calls all day long. That was the course that we had to take. That was the action we had to do daily and consistently. We had to make hundreds of calls every single day to, grow our business. Nowadays, it's staying consistent for us with the podcast and staying consistent with posting on social media, staying consistent with marketing and staying consistent with your sales process and your message. Right. And too often it seems like, we talked about this the other day too. It seems like, we're so far from our goals, but if you just need to get better, 1% better each and every single day. And that 1% is going to add up over 6 months, over 12 months, over 18 months. And your life can look very, very different from now to where it's going to be in, a year or two from now. Renji, anything else you want to add to the consistency and discipline before taking us to the next one?
Yeah, I think a quote that I really like from Bruce Lee. I'm not scared of the person that knows 1,000 kicks. I'm scared of the person that practices one kick 1,000 times. right? Being consistent and being disciplined, it's not about trying to be like trying to do all the different things. It's about trying to focus on those few things that you have to get done to be better or to grow your business or whatever it is. And it might be stuff you don't want to do, but it's about being consistently doing those things so that you can be better, right? So the better you are, the more you can provide for your family, the better your business gets, and the more value you can provide for others. Hopefully, like we're doing for you guys right now. So, yeah, so that's what I would add to that. I think I'll go on to the next one, which would be vision and goal setting. So, having a clear vision of what you want to achieve, and there's an acronym that we've learned of, which is it's SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Um, these are goals that can guide you to in your wealth building journey. Wealthy individuals often have strong sense of purpose and clear objective. We've talked about your why so many times in the past. If you haven't figured out what your why is, why you're doing what you're doing, why you're doing the consistent things to the things that you don't care to do as much, what is the reason? Is there a reason behind all of that? If you don't know what your why is, then that's something you need to sit down and figure out first before you go any further. Because if you don't have a strong enough why, you're only going to go so far. Because when you come across adversity or whatever troubles that come your way, if you don't have a strong enough why, you're going to quit easily. So having a good why is going to be a huge motivation for you, and then having clear vision and goals to set. And a lot of times this is something I used to do a lot: set huge goals, but I don't break those goals down into, in a year I need to get this much done, in a quarter I need to get this much done, in a month, in a week, whatever. If you break it down, it's so much easier to look at that goal as achievable, right? Instead of just setting a huge goal and then not breaking it down. So setting those goals, making those steps, all that is a huge another trait. You want to add to that, Kyle?
No, nothing to add on that one. And then that just leads us to our last trait, which is the ability to adapt with times as things change, right? Whether it's technology advancements or different things happening in the marketplace, you don't want to be like Blockbuster, right? Blockbuster actually had an opportunity to buy Netflix out and they missed on it. They didn't, right? And now I would bet you, people that are probably teenagers today never even heard of Blockbuster, but almost every single, household has a Netflix account, right? Or they're at least borrowing somebody else's Netflix account, even though I think they kind of cracked down on that. But just being flexible and open to new ideas that can, lead you to business acceleration and growing and expanding. You don't want to be so stuck in your ways that you have your blinders on and you miss out on other opportunities to enhance your business, but staying open-minded and being willing to adapt when the market deems that it's necessary. So those are the 4 traits for you guys: coachability, staying consistent and disciplined, having a vision, and then lastly, being able to adapt. Renji, is there anything else you want to wrap us up with for today?
No, I think that's short and simple, like you said. We don't need to. And if you guys have any more that you guys think of, please comment. And also, guys, we've talked about this before. If you guys have any topics that you want to hear us talk about when it comes to investing or real estate or different things like that, let us know in the comments, or you can even message us. That way, we have more content that you guys want us to talk about instead of just us picking random stuff. So, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's all I gotta say.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to click that thumbs up below, drop your comments below, and make sure to subscribe. And that way you're alerted the next time we go live and post one of these episodes. And we are going live, Monday to Friday over on our TikTok accounts. Right now, we're currently doing it about 12:30 or so Eastern time. So if you guys want to follow us on our social medias, we'll have those linked below. And come check out the lives if you guys like the recordings, because we also do like a quick Q&A session after the live. So if you guys want direct access to us, make sure to follow us on TikTok. My TikTok name is at the Wealth Academy, AKADEMY. And Renji, where can they follow you on TikTok so they can stay up to date on our posts?
Yeah, mine is Renjamin's. It's RenJaminz. But yeah, that's where you guys can see us go live almost every day. Again, it's being consistent, right? We're trying to be consistent and going live on there too. So yeah, check us out there and ask questions live, and you guys get to interact with us.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, with that, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.